Hey, church family. Hey, viewers. Wherever you are at, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you to the pre-worship experience, your jumpstart for Bible study. How was your day? How was your work day? How was your schooling? Hope you had a wonderful day and you are getting ready to hear a word, get praised up with our worship team, and then Rev taking you higher with a mighty word. But we're going to start right here on the pre-worship experience. So go ahead, do us a favor, share this broadcast, be a digital disciple, invite someone to come in and hear a great word. And you can do that simply by sharing this broadcast. Service begins at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Let's get started. You know, the news that Biden's administration, our new president, his administration is working to buy 200 million more doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. And this move, what they're saying is it could provide enough doses to fully inoculate nearly every American by the end of the summer. Listen to this. Today, across Kentucky, faith leaders flocked to our state's capital to receive the COVID-19 vaccine and in turn became advocates for their community. Our pastor, Pastor Cosby, and Simmons president was in the number. Check out Rev's Day in Frankfurt.
How has it been in terms of getting people to take advantage of this opportunity for the vaccines?
Well, we're seeing a lot of demand out there. Now that people see that it is safe and effective, 95% effective, I think people are really excited to take it so they can get back to hugging their loved ones, so they can get back in church each and every week. I mean, we have a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. What we need is patience based on a lack of supply, and when it's your turn, step up and take it.
You know, everyone is asking the question, when do you think we will return, and there's no way of knowing, but when do you think we will return back to some semblance of normality?
Well, right now, based on the president's new purchase of vaccines, we think the end of summer holds a lot of promise for being back to, not just back to normal, but maybe even having immunity from this virus, fully defeating it.
Wow.
And as we move towards there, I think we're going to see more things that we can do as we go. Right? The more people who are vaccinated, the more opportunities there are going to be. We're getting all of our educators vaccinated right now, which is going to help with schools. And so I think you'll see a progression, but then a real opening, and I think we're all ready for it.
Ready for it. You know, everything rises and falls on leadership. So I know you're excited that we do have some new leadership in Washington, aren't you?
Well, just this week, we've had the first increase in numbers of doses of vaccine since this started.
Right.
We now get to know 3 weeks ahead how much we get, and the government's going to purchase 200 million more doses. That's pretty good for 6 days in.
That's outstanding. That's
Yes,
outstanding. Well, I want to thank you for your leadership from day one and the outstanding vision that you have for our state. I don't think that I have seen a greater public servant and elected official as you have been, and I think the future is bright for our state because of your visionary leadership. And may God bless you, my friend.
I appreciate that. I must have been listening to all the good sermons.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Honestly speaking, I did not know that I had been injected with the shot until it was over with. It is amazingly painless. It looks more painful than it actually is. I'm glad that I was able to take the shot because this is the only way that we're going to be able to defeat this dreaded and horrific disease. And I think it's urgent and critical that Christians be in the lead in taking the shot, especially in the Black community, because we disproportionately are suffering as a community because of COVID-19. God works through science. It's not simply prayers or pills, but it's prayers and pills. So I want to encourage everyone, when the opportunity avails itself for you to take the shot, take the shot, get vaccinated, and let's defeat COVID-19. President Biden says that we are at war with COVID-19, and we are at war with this disease. Anything that militates against health, we should be at war with. Jesus is the great healer. God revealed himself to Moses as Jehovah Rapha. God said to Moses, I am the one who wants to heal your diseases. So God is on the side of health. God is on the side of eliminating dreaded diseases. Science, which is one of God's tools to achieve this objective, we should take the shot and be in alignment with the will of God. In my estimation, Governor Beshear is one of America's preeminent governors, and without question, he is the greatest governor in my adult lifetime. He is bold, brave. He's not a traditional politician. He is a public servant who is not afraid to take risk in order to do the right thing. When he first became governor, he immediately began to address the issues of the disenfranchisement of persons whose voting rights were canceled because of criminal records. He also was not afraid to say that we must do something specific for Black people in this state who do not have health care. And that was a controversial decision because Kentucky is a red state with 7% of the population being Black Americans. We are the state of Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul. So the fact that he is under pressure and this bogus attempt to impeach him is simply reflects the fact that Kentucky, politically speaking, socially speaking, racially speaking, is a retrogressive state. So I thank God for Governor Beshear. He's a visionary leader, and I'm just going to continue to support him because I think he is the greatest governor in America. I know that many of you have some fears and trepidation about taking the shot and fearful of the reaction that the vaccine could have on your body. Whenever there have been breakthroughs in science and persons have had to take vaccines throughout history, whether that is polio or smallpox vaccines or chickenpox vaccines to immunize people from it, there's always been the doomsayers. I would encourage you not to listen to them. Rise above your fear and tap into your faith and take the vaccine not only for yourself, but for the collective. I know that historically Black people and medicine have often had problems because Black people have been guinea pigs. The father of gynecology made his discoveries by the brutal abuse of enslaved Black women's bodies. The Tuskegee experiment that inflicted syphilis upon Black men to see the effects it would have upon their bodies. Medicine has not been kind historically to Black people. However, we're living in a new day, and persons whom I respect and who have the interests of the Black community at heart are leading by example, taking the vaccination, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. St. Stephen Church, God bless you. Simmons College of Kentucky, Simmons students, God bless you. And let's all do what we can to get vaccinated.
Hey, I've got to shout out the vice president of Simmons College of Kentucky. Pastor Frank Smith was among the many ministers and faith leaders that was in attendance today at the vaccination event. So big shout outs to Pastor Frank. And guess what? Rev is going to be sharing more about his experience today during worship. So again, please be sure to invite someone to worship and listen to what he has to say about this powerful experience. And I tell you, he truly is a leader here in our community. Well, let's head to the news. You know, baseball legend, hero, and cultural icon Hank Aaron passed away last week. He was laid to rest today in a private ceremony in Atlanta. Aaron died last Friday at the age of 86. He was remembered with a private funeral service at the Friendship Baptist Church. Luminaries ranging from former President Bill Clinton to Ambassador Andrew Young, also former baseball commissioner Bud Selig, were in attendance. And so thoughts and prayers are continuing to be with Hank Aaron's family, but he truly lived a life. He had a life well lived. Did you know that he was entered into the Baseball Hall of Fame when he broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record? And he was an advocate for us off and on the baseball field. And so he truly will be looked at as a cultural icon, and his name and good works will forever live on. Hey, welcome to the pre-worship experience. Service begins at 7 p.m. I'm your host, Miss Krystal Goodner-Spratt, and I am your jumpstart to Bible study. Hope you had a wonderful Wednesday, and just getting you revved up with some news and information surrounding our city, our world, and also we'll be getting to what's going on here in St. Stephen coming up here in a bit. Thunder over Louisville, one of my favorite Derby events. And Derby time, the Derby talk begins right about now. And yes, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's festivities will again look much different. Bummer, right? Yeah, I feel the same way. The Kentucky Derby Festival, they made their announcement for their upcoming 2021 schedule in a virtual update. And so what they're telling us is that while some indoor events will have to be sidelined, the show will go on for two of the festival's biggest events, but it won't be open to crowds. The festival's two largest events will have both live and produced segments for television, thanks to sponsors. I'm guessing it's going to kind of be like how the inauguration was. The inauguration ceremonies that night was. It was pre-produced events, but it still was a great production. So Thunder over Louisville will become a tribute to Thunder that will not gather guests at the waterfront venue and will not be happening in its usual location. And instead, it will become a showcase for planes and fireworks that will take place on Saturday, April 17th, 2 weeks before the first weekend in May. And the Pegasus Parade will not gather on Broadway as in the previous years, but it's still in the planning stages, but you still will get an opportunity to take part and witness both of these Derby traditions. I'm a little sad because, I miss me and my family. We had started we would get a hotel room on the Indiana side. I live on the Indiana side, and then we would tailgate the whole day until that night, until the fireworks. So prayerfully, we'll be able to resume those activities next year. All right. Well, I wanted to share this story with you again real quick. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. You're tuned into the pre-worship experience. Service begins at 7 p.m. And Rev today is going to tell you a little bit about his journey to Frankfurt. He got the COVID-19 vaccine today, along with other faith leaders across the Commonwealth. And so he's going to share with you more firsthand about his experience today. But come on into this room. You want to hear this story that I have coming up next. Now, we know the word tells us that the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to he that endureth. And this young girl right here gave us a beautiful living, breathing example of that word. Her name is Zaya Holman, and she went viral last week. She brought her team to victory in an incredible comeback with a 51.79 split in a 4x400 relay race on about 2 weeks ago. And the story goes, here she was. It was the relay race. She got the baton late. And so she said that she trotted on. And then she said, I'm getting up close to the second runner here. All of a sudden, she passes the second runner. And then she says, second place isn't too bad. I watched the interview, so I'm able to recount to you what she said. She said, second place isn't too bad. But she all of a sudden says that she just started gaining her momentum and ended up winning the race, you guys. So what a wonderful story that tells us don't give up, even though it may seem as if you've lost the race, even though it may seem as if it's gone too far and you're too late. Trust in God, okay? And he honors those that, finish that race. It's not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to he that endureth. Did that inspire you? I hope it did. It inspired me as well. Well, it is time for us to get into what's going on here at St. Stephen Baptist Church. Here is your St. Stephen news. Real quick, service begins at 7 p.m. Share this broadcast. All right, don't forget, coming up this Saturday, January 30th, the Kingdom Kids is having their drive-through swing by. They're going to have some treats. You can say hello to the leaders, and just a wonderful opportunity to check out the Kingdom Kids leaders and get out of the house and do something fun, okay? So be sure, parents, to bring your kiddos to this event. Hey, be sure to join us for Sunday school in February. If you thought that the January Bible study was hot, listen, you want to hear what we have for you. February's lessons will include trusting God when I don't understand. Why does God allow suffering? Whew, I tell you, 2020 has taught us all about that. So this will definitely be a timely word. So make sure you take part in this. The other sermon titles will be, Does Jesus Care? Why didn't God answer my prayer? Trusting God when my heart is broken. Why me? And trusting God beyond the grave. Why did God let the worst happen? And so be sure to tune in to Sunday School in February as they tackle these timely, thought-provoking subject matters. And you can, of course, check out our Bible study on our social media platforms. And, that is Facebook, ssclive.tv, and YouTube. The University of Louisville Nursing Program, they're seeking volunteers for their Adopt a Senior program. And you can take part in this by contacting Miss Norvetta Winston at 502-533-8063. Again, that's 502-533-8063, or you can drop her an email at norvetta3401@att.net, as you see the information right there. What a wonderful program. There's a lot of seniors that are extremely isolated during this time, and so a wonderful way to be a blessing to someone else. Again, welcome to the pre-worship experience. I am your host, Miss Krystal Goodner-Spratt. Hey, be sure to join our women's ministry, Sassy, for their Impact event coming up. It's going to be the second Saturday in February. It's going to be their virtual connection, Saturday, February 13th at noon. And listen, ladies, listen to the topic. It's going to be relationships. Give the men the mic. I can't wait to check that out. Who they're going to have on the microphone. But be sure to support our women's ministry and take part in that event. Our Simmons family, they're going to be hosting the next Empower West Simmons citywide virtual annual book club. Cannot believe it's already been a year since we had Dr. Mahersha Baradaran. We had her last year. She did her book, The Color of Money. It was a phenomenal event. And so here we are this year. And this year, how befitting, we are going to be studying a book by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Real quick, this event will take place virtually, and it's going to be February 15th from 7 p.m. to 8:30. And the question is, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? That's the name of the book. Be sure to get your book today. Panelists for this discussion will be Dr. Gerald Smith. He is the professor of history and African American and Africana studies at the University of Kentucky, and Reverend Erica Whitaker, who is the senior pastor for the Butchell Park Baptist Church. And the moderator will be our very own Dr. Lewis Brogdon, and he's the professor of Simmons College of Kentucky and also at Baptist Seminaries of Kentucky. Again, get your book today so you can take part in this discussion, and books are available at Carmichael's and Amazon. I really love how a newfound interest has been newfound interest in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I love how they are delving into his more radical works and teachings, and super excited about that. So make plans to attend the Empower West Simmons College virtual annual book club. Hey, let's play this video real quick. Check out this video.
Lift every voice and sing, till it in heaven ring with the harmony.
Let this affirmation be our ringing cry. The words so nobly left by James Weldon Johnson. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last.
Amen to that. Were you singing along to that song? I know you were. I was too. So be sure to mark your calendar so you can take part in that event. Hey, also some Simmons news for you. Want to shout out Miss Michelle Penix. There she goes, looking so fly. She is one bad sister. And we at Simmons were excited to announce that she is on board. She is going to serve as the program development consultant for the Teachers Education Program there at Simmons College of Kentucky. And Miss Michelle Penix is also a SSC Live TV star. You know, she's got a show on there called The Principal's Office. So be sure to shout Miss Michelle out if you're friends with her on social media, and tell her congratulations, sis. She's doing some amazing things. All right. I'm trying to pull up my information for the next segment. Welcome to the pre-worship experience. I am your host, Miss Krystal Goodner-Spratt. Don't forget to be a digital disciple. Share this broadcast with someone. Rev has a powerful word coming up, and also he is going to recount his experience. Y'all, Rev got the COVID-19 vaccination today in Frankfurt. He had an opportunity to chat with our Governor Andy Beshear and basically go hand in hand with faith leaders from across the Commonwealth. And so we shared the interview that he did with Governor Beshear, and also shared his reaction following the vaccine. And of course, Rev is going to tell you more about his experience there in service. And service begins at 7 p.m. Hey, we thank you so much for being a devoted member of St. Stephen Baptist Church, and we appreciate you joining us every Wednesday and Sunday. And we also appreciate your good stewardship. You know, we could not do what we do without you. Here are ways to give at St. Stephen Baptist Church. All right. You can always give on our app. Download the St. Stephen app in the Google Play or App Store. You can always give by mailing in your tithes and offering. Mail your tithes and offering to the attention of the trustees board. Our address is 1018 South 15th Street, Louisville, Kentucky 40210. You can always give your gift online. You can always pay your tithes and offering online by visiting us online at ssclive.org and simply click the Give tab. And that is utilizing our PayPal platform. Hey, coming up next, Cash App. There you go, Cash App. Our cash tag is SSC Live number 1. $ SSC Live 1. Let me make sure I get that right. $ SSC Live 1. And last but not least, you can text to give. All you simply have to do is text SSC Live to 77977. That's SSC Live to 77977. Now it's time for our congratulations. We've got some congratulations going out to Miss Mary Malone. Congratulations to you, Miss Mary Malone, who's a professor of nursing who recently received the MLK Jr. College and Community Lifetime Service Award. Congratulations to you, doing big things for your community. Your church family is so proud of you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday goes out to Miss Phyllis Clark, who is a wonderful part of our Simmons family. Happy birthday, Miss Phyllis. Hope you had a wonderful day. Have to shout out Bill McGregor, who is celebrating his birthday on today. James Triplett is celebrating a birthday. Also, Miss Frida Mosey is celebrating a birthday. Now, I have to give this next young lady a very happy birthday shout out. I'm talking about Miss Vernita Spalding. Miss Vernita is celebrating her birthday. I see her all the time when I go there to the YMCA, and she told me, girl, I couldn't wait to see you because I wanted to make sure you gave me my birthday shout out. I gave you your birthday shout out. She's turning the big, can I say it, Miss Vernita? The big 6-0, and she was supposed to be celebrating in Vegas, but COVID threw a nix in her plans, but she's happy to be celebrating the big 6-0, and she'll do it with close family and her family. And then I definitely just want to wish her a happy birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday, we want to wish you a happy birthday as well. And if you want to send us your birthday or anniversary information, you can always do that at info@ssclive.org. info@ssclive.org. Let's see who else we've got. Miss Carrie Foster turns 75 years young on January 30th. Happy birthday, Miss Carrie. I know you are looking beautiful as always. Before we get out of here and before we go into service, I would like for you all to please lift up our very own, our wonderful leader, a wonderful worker, and just a saintly woman, Miss Angela Lucier. Keep her lifted up in prayers during this time as she is just taking care of family business, but keep her lifted up in prayers and give her traveling mercies as she heads home to take care of some business. But we love you, Angela. Your church family loves you, and you are so special to us. We got you, sis, all right? All right. Well, that does it for me. That does it for me right here with the pre-worship experience. Are you guys ready to hear a good word? Did you share this broadcast? Are you being a digital disciple? All right. Well, let's get ready for worship. Welcome to Bible study.